Okay, so let's start another video in yet another gorgeous beach destination in Brazil, the state of Rio de Janeiro. We are in Buzios. Buzios is internationally known for its tourism, for its beaches, and today we are going to walk around, see as much as we can, and just enjoy this amazing place. It's a place that a lot of celebrities still come here and stay here for their holidays. It's more chic, I would say. There is a lot of restaurants, shops, everything that you can imagine. You won't get bored in Buzios. All around Buzios you have more than 20 beaches. So you can choose whatever kind of beach that you prefer. And where we are now is where this monument is located. The monument is called Tres Pescadores, which means three fishermen. Because before Buzios became this amazing tourist destination, it used to be just a small fishing village. You have this monument here, and right across the water you also have this house that they say it is the oldest house in Buzios.
The name of the beach is called Armação, which is because of where the fishermen, they actually prepare their nets and they leave the nets like to be fishing for them, and then in the end of the day they go and they take the net back, hopefully with a lot of fish.
Also, from where we are staying, Cabo Frio, to get here by car it takes 1 hour, and if you want to come from Rio de Janeiro by car to get here, it will be around 3 hours. The population of Buzios, I mean the population who lives here permanently, is around 40,000 people.
And it's very interesting that actually 15% is foreigners. They are not from Brazil. Actually come from other countries, and what we saw is like you can actually hear a lot of different languages being spoken here, so it shows that there is a lot of people actually from other countries.
Everybody says when you come to Buzios you will hear more English and Spanish than Portuguese, because there's a lot of tourists, and that's why Buzios is also very famous, because it's not just for domestic tourism, it's domestic and international tourism. Where we are right now is called Orla Bardot. Orla in Portuguese means the boardwalk, or like this path that is by the water, and it's called Bardot. The name of this pathway, and also the reason why Buzios is very, very famous, has to do with the French actress Brigitte Bardot that came here in the 1960s, and she was the one who discovered this place and this destination, and after that it became worldwide for all the tourists and everybody else that comes here. Now, there are two versions of the story, as we have been doing some research, and depending on what you read online, if it is in English or it is in Portuguese, there are two different versions of the story.
And this actually applies for many other things. So we get different information if you read in different languages.
Yes, exactly. So the English version is that in the 1960s she was in Rio de Janeiro and she was promoting a movie. And at the time, she wanted to get away from the paparazzi and go somewhere very, very quiet, very calm, so she could just rest. And to escape the paparazzi, she came here in Buzios, which at the time was just a small fishing village. And she fell in love with it. And after that, because of her, this place became world famous.
And the Brazilian version of the story is that she had a Moroccan boyfriend that traveled here, came here, and they had in common a Russian friend that I saw that he was actually a UN representative in Rio, and he had a house here. So they invited both of them to come here, and then she fell in love with the place. So there are these two versions of the story. Well, it actually doesn't matter. It's just that, you know, in the end, she promoted the place in the 1960s, and then in 1970s there was the Argentinian invasion. They call that. It is like the Argentinians, they discovered the place too. They bought a lot of properties, they bought a lot of businesses, and they were actually taking over the place. But unfortunately, in the 1990s, there was all the financial crisis that was happening in South America. So they end up like just selling everything and then giving up all the business. But it's still, there is a big community of Argentinians in Buzios too.
And the fact is, Brigitte Bardot played a major role for putting this place on the map, you know, internationally. And after that, it became like a destination. Everybody wants to come here, and it owes a lot to Brigitte Bardot because she fell in love with this place. And I think a little bit further down, there is even a statue of her. Yeah, she is just hiding right here. And this also for people who love Instagram, everybody comes and takes a picture. Sometimes in some other videos you see there is a line up here just to sit with her statue and take a picture there. So when you come here and you see this view, you too, you don't blame her. What is not to fall in love? It is just a beautiful place full of gorgeous beaches.
Enchanté.
And of course, it wouldn't be a nice beach destination without beautiful dresses and bikinis and swimsuits and everything else. Mariana is entertaining herself. So shopping is done. Now the tour continues. Also, when you come here, you can rent buggies for activities that they will take you to different beaches nearby if you want to go with the buggies and not walk. And then there are some boat tours too, like that big one in the distance. They just started. I think they're leaving here and they go around by boat. You can also visit the nearby beaches, so you have that option too.
And another thing that we also learned is that it's very easy to get a transfer from the two airports in Rio. You just land, and then from there they bring you right here. Apparently it's very easy. The transfer is there, you just hop on, and then they bring you here. So if you don't want to stay in Rio, in the hustle and bustle of a big city, you can just land in Rio, the capital, and then take a transfer and come straight here. Apparently it's very easy.
Oh yeah, and just here by walking. Look at the different shades of the water. Over there that there's sand, it's kind of like brownish and it becomes greenish, bluish. Then here you have some rocks, and way in the distance you just have the aqua blue. It's incredible. The nature here in this place, it really does not disappoint. So as you continue walking on the Bardot boardwalk, a bit further you will end up in this beach, which is called Praia do Canto, which is way at the end of where we were. Basically we were there and then we walked around and we ended up on this beach, which is not a very wide beach, but a lot of people come here to walk along here and then end up in another beach that is called Praia dos Amores, and there is a trail also that you can do on top of that hill over there. I can just imagine how beautiful the view would be. One thing you really need to pay attention to is the sun. The sun is very strong, so make sure you definitely use some sunblock, because if you're gonna spend the whole day here, for sure you're gonna burn your skin.
It is fall, so the sun is not even that strong. It's supposed to be that strong. I can imagine like when it's actually summer here, my God, easily 40-45 degrees.
Yeah. And just look at the size of this gigantic rock, and also you have huge cacti, like the one, this cactus here, there, so huge. They are really gigantic.
It's actually very interesting because it's like dry vegetation but mixed with tropical vegetation. I don't even know how this combination can work. No?
As I always say, Brazil never ceases to surprise.
It's like a mix of Mexico and tropical Brazil.
And just the color of the water here, you can see how many different shades of water you have. It's amazing. And at the end we finally found some shade under this big rock, just to stay here, cool down first and admire the beauty of this place. It is amazing. After just a very quick stop under the shade of the big rock, we are heading back to go through a street that is very famous here, and we're gonna show you once we get there. And as soon as you leave the beach, you will find yourself in this place. This is called Rua das Pedras. Pedra in Portuguese means stone. So it's this stone street, and it goes the whole way in different directions. It has cobblestones and a very nice, relaxing and charming place to just spend some time. There are restaurants, coffee shops, bars, anything you can imagine. And at night this place is just full of people enjoying it, having a great time, grabbing a bite And as you walk on the street, even on the sides, there are these little alleys that at the end there is other shops and other restaurants. And when you turn, this restaurant is closed, but a lot of these restaurants on this side also, they have the view of the water. So when you're having a meal, you can also have an amazing view. So we took a side street and came to this one, which is parallel to Rua das Pedras, and this one too is another gorgeous street. It's a very, very laid-back environment, very, very safe. You really don't need to worry about safety. Everybody is having a great time, and you can see, compared to Cabo Frio, for example, where we are staying, here it really feels much more relaxed, laid back, and also a little bit like high-end and more fancy. You can definitely feel it. I also wanted to show you this map here, which is basically where you are. It's the whole Buzios that we started from here, Armação, then we went to Canto, Amores. I filmed with the drone because there's this curve that you need to go around the hill, and it was the rocks were wet, but I showed you with the drone. Now we are going to go back and try to visit these two beaches. Then there are other beaches on the other side. We're going to try to go visit some of them. There is Praia Brava, Ferradura, and Jeriba. E Ferradurinha, like a little Ferradura. So we're going to try to show you as much as we can. Let's go back to Rua das Pedras, because that street, you cannot get enough of it. No, Mariana?
Yes. I would live here easily.
Oh yeah, we had a discussion. We reached an agreement that Mariana finally made the decision that this destination would be a place that she could even live here.
Yeah, I would live here.
No, me too.
Easy.
Wherever wife goes, I go too, you know. No, but it's really a very nice place. Very laid back, but a little bit like fancy. Not too fancy, you know, that there's a lot of snobs on the street. No, not at all. Very laid back, relaxed, and everything is there. Shops, restaurants, beach. Amazing.
Beautiful shops with beautiful clothes.
Oh yes, yeah, a lot of them.
A lot. Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah. And we are back on Rua das Pedras. So we're gonna go back and pass by Bardot Orla, or the Bardot boardwalk, and head to the other beaches. On the Bardot boardwalk, you see a lot of restaurants and businesses also that are called Bardot, like the restaurant Bardot. This one, for example, it's a Brazilian barbecue restaurant, and it's called Bardot, La Bardot. Another thing that is very famous for this region is snorkeling and diving as well, because the water is crystal clear in most of the beaches. So a lot of people also come here for snorkeling and diving as well.
One thing that we have been seeing also everywhere is the dollar exchange rate. So I believe they all accept US dollar. And in a lot of restaurants we see that they put outside the exchange rate. So that's how they convert the money, so you can actually pay with US dollar. You don't even need to exchange it to real.
One more thing worth mentioning is parking. You might be able to find parking a bit further outside of the main areas that are close to the beach and all of that, or If you want to park on the streets around those areas, it's 4 reais and 80 cents per hour. When we arrived in the morning, there was a lady with the machine, like they work for the city, and they charge you for the parking. You have an option to pay for 24 hours, and then there was an option for us to pay for like 10 hours. 10 hours, 4 reais and 80 cents an hour. It was 48 reais. It's not cheap, but you can leave the car there for as many hours as you want. And also, once you have paid, because it goes with the plate of your car, you can go to all the other beaches around Buzios and park there, because you have already paid. So it's not just one spot that you park. You can go around and park near any other beach. So since we are thinking maybe we go somewhere else after, it was worth it for us. At the end of the boardwalk, when you come from the Bardot boardwalk, then you end up here. So basically with this gate that is there, you have to go from the little door there. Don't go over there, because over there is like for the boats and some other restaurants. But if you want to go to the other beaches, you have to go from here. And just a few more steps and you will find yourself in another beach. This beach is called Praia dos Ossos. Osso in Portuguese means bone. The reason why this beach has this name is because at some point in the 18th century there was a lot of hunting happening for the whales for various reasons, especially because of the oil that they would get from the whales, that they would use it for various applications in construction. They would use the oil to burn it for light, let's say at night, at home or on the streets. So there was a lot of usage for the oil and also the meat of the whales. And that's why this place has the name of Praia dos Ossos, because after they would take the meat and the skin and everything else, the bones of the whales were just thrown into the water, and apparently there was a big accumulation of bones from whales in this beach. So that's why it's called Praia dos Ossos. And behind this hill also, again, there's another curve. I'm gonna try to fly the drone. There are two other beaches, Praia Azeda and Azedinha. Azeda in Portuguese, it means sour. So at some point there were planting some plants there that they were sour in the beach that is behind this mountain there. And because it was sour, they would call it Praia Azeda. And then there is another one, little one, they call it Azedinha, means like a little sour. So that's why those beaches also have those names. There are also a lot of these little boats that they call them boat taxi, which will take you from one beach to another beach, and you can hire them, go around the whole area. Since there are 20 beaches nearby and you don't want to walk, you can just go by these boats. We drove around 5 minutes, or maybe not even 3 minutes by car, and we came to this beach called Praia Brava, meaning an angry beach. It is called Brava because the waves here are rough. They are not as smooth and slow like the other beaches on the other side of the peninsula. Here the sea is a little bit more rough. Praia Brava is also unique because I don't know if in GoPro you guys can see it or not, but probably when I fly the drone you can see the sand is kind of reddish, and this is due to a mineral called granada that you find in this beach that then makes the color of the sand be a little bit reddish, which is interesting. I mentioned the waves are very strong. I'm not sure if GoPro shows it or not, but way in the distance, when the water comes and hits the coast and the rock, it just splashes in the air, and then that's why you see like a lot of vapor in the air. I tried to fly near there by the drone, but I'm not sure if it really captured this. This is phenomenal.
Oh, the cactus. Actually, in Mexico, we eat this. Like, remember?
Oh, yes, yeah. This kind of cactus that you actually eat it.
Yeah, in Mexico, we ate a lot. Like,
yeah.
With arranchera.
Arranchera. Yes, exactly.
And the cactus.
So it's such an interesting mix. You have the sea, you have the green hills over there, then you have the rocks, and then you have cactus. Right here, different types. It's incredible. Wow. So after Praia Brava, the next stop is another beach called Praia Forno. By car, it's like 2 minutes of driving to get here. And it's very interesting that each beach has its own characteristics and its own look. Like the ones that we saw in the beginning of the video, they were just near the touristic attractions, restaurants and everything else. Praia Brava, as you saw, the sand has a different color, there are rocks and everything else. This one, let's see how Praia Forno is going to surprise us, no? As I mentioned before, there are around 20 beaches in Buzios, so each one can just entertain you for a day. Like you can come here and just stay for like 20 days because every day you can go to one beach, and this beach looks like very rough. Wow, my god, look how rough the water is. Wow. Yeah. Oh, and here too you see that the sand is pinkish, so it has almost the same characteristic as Praia Brava, the sand, but wow, the water is really rough. It's like the kind of water that you use for rafting. This is how it looks like. So today the water is very rough on this beach, and when we arrived there was a family looking on the beach and going around. I thought maybe they were collecting seashells or anything, but no, apparently they were on the beach and left their stuff, and they just went, I think, nearby somewhere to come to eat or to do something. Then when they came back, all here water had come up to this point and then took everything, all of their belongings, back to the water, and they couldn't find anything because it's very rough today, the water. I don't know why, but the waves, they are extremely strong and high, and they come up to here. That is the beginning of the beach. Very interesting. I didn't think this beach would be like this. So we asked some people who work here, and they're here almost every day, and they said it's never like this. It's extremely calm actually, but the sea is like this today because last night there was heavy rain, even where we are staying in Cabo Frio. So people are saying the sea is like this today because it rained last night, and this is the day after the rain, and it becomes very rough. I guess we were not lucky to come here today, no? Mariana was so excited. Oh, it's so beautiful, this beach.
It's like a swimming pool. There is not even one wave in this beach. And look at that.
Well, we had another handful of nice beaches.
Well, actually, this is because we have to come back.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a reason for it.
Oh, already looking for reasons to come back to Buzios. Okay, no complaints from me. I don't mind. So this would be the end of this video. We really hope that you enjoyed it. We think that Buzios has much more to offer, and we needed much more time, honestly. One day is not enough, but we are happy that we came and we visited. It's an amazing destination. We hope you enjoyed the video too. Thank you for watching. We'll see you in the next one. Ciao. Enchanté.